This tutorial will give you a brief tour of the application. The help screen is shown by default at startup. If you do not wish to see the help screen when you log in, you can uncheck the box in the lower left-hand corner. The help screen can be accessed at any time by clicking on the help button. The highlighted area in orange is the header of the application. The header is always visible and contains the navigation buttons, virtual skills, and drop-down menus in DataBridge SS. Let's get to know the navigation buttons. This is the language button. Here you can select the language of your choice from the drop-down menu. This is the About button. You can find the version number of DataBridge SS and other important information here. In addition, you can activate your registration or check for any upgrades. Selecting the Logout button will take you back to the login screen. Since we unchecked the box earlier on the help screen, notice that it is no longer displayed upon login. Now let's take a look at the different menus. The Data Setup menu is where you access customer, vehicle, product and other such information that is used to process transactions. Select the Customer menu item to see an example of a data setup screen. This is how a typical data setup screen looks. Required fields are marked by red triangles. We will take a closer look into creating customers, vehicles, materials, etc. in later tutorials. Now select the Reports menu item. Select the Daily Transaction Report to launch the Parameters window. In this window you can set the date range over which your desired report will be generated. Let's move on to the Configuration menu items. The Manage User option allows you to create and edit users that will use DataBridge SS on this PC. As you can see, this screen is also similar to the data setup screens shown earlier. Now select the Configuration menu item again. In the Workstation Settings screen you will be able to set many of the rules and preferences that make sense for your business. These are the default settings of the application, but they can be adjusted to match your needs. Each of the options will be explained in a later tutorial. Select the Configuration menu item again to view the last option. The Scale Configuration screen is where you will be able to connect to the WAY terminal of your choice. DataBridge SS can connect to both Ethernet and serial type WAY terminals. The built-in MT continuous communication protocol makes configuration to Mettler-Toledo terminals quick and easy. In addition, DataBridge SS can also connect to other brands of WAY terminals. The Scale Configuration tutorial will provide more details about this process. Next, let's take a look at the import and export options. First, we will look at the import screen. From the import screen you can upload your existing customer, vehicle, material and other such data into DataBridge SS. Some familiarity with CSV data files and manipulating columns of data is required to correctly import this type of data. Select the Import-Export menu item again to see the export screen. Select Export. In DataBridge SS you can only export transactions. From this screen you will be able to export all the information that is recorded by DataBridge SS when you process transactions. Finally, let's take a look at the WAY screen where all the transactions in DataBridge SS will be processed. The transaction screen in DataBridge SS is unlike any other vehicle scale software application. The user interface provides the option to use a touch screen. Instead of using cumbersome drop-down menus you can easily pick data by clicking on one of the lookup buttons. Information appears as it is selected in the transaction summary. The transaction summary previews the final ticket. The action buttons at the bottom execute different tasks during a transaction. Furthermore, Color-coded buttons alert whether all the required information needed for a transaction are satisfied. Thank you for viewing the quick tour tutorial.